that get installed. One is JDK and another one is JRE. So what is JRE? JRE is nothing but the runtime environment. So without the runtime environment, your Java will not get executed. Okay. So similarly, for SAP UI5, in order to execute the the new SAP UI5 coding that you will write in the views and controllers, in order to execute it, the SAP UI5 runtime should be loaded. So that's what happens in index.html. And again, after this SAP UI5 runtime libraries got loaded, after that SAP, as a part of the initialization process, it loads something called shell. So what is shell? Shell is basically a background container. So you can see the sky blue color. You can see the sky blue color here. So normally most of the people think that this is left hand side and right hand side border. No, this is actually a background container. Okay, so you assume this as a movie screen. The background is a movie screen, and this is the area where your movie is played. Okay, so let me show you with a pointer. Yeah, right. So this entire stuff is your background container. You don't think that this is just a border here. No, this is not a border. This entirely is a background container, just like a movie theater screen. But the movie will not be played on the complete area. The movie is played only in this particular area where your view is getting loaded. Okay. So anyway, this sky blue color background container is called shell. Okay. This one is called shell. This. Okay. Actually, it is present in the behind the view. That's the reason you can see only borders. But actually, it is present behind the screen. It's a complete shell. Understand? It's a background container actually. Right. So that is shell. It loads the shell. And again, inside the shell, it makes a call to the component.js file. Then component.js file gets loaded. And again, inside the component.js, there is a initialization, the component.js get initialized. Initialization of component.js. Actually, that is no need to write actually. And component.js makes a call to the manifest.json file. And manifest.json file has a lot of configuration, but the important configuration I am writing here, root view configuration. And this root view configuration will load your first .view.xml, which is your first view, in fact. Okay. So this is how your first .view.xml is getting loaded in the output. Now I will show you this flow practically. The first file that gets executed is index.html. So this is index.html. Okay. So this index.html is the only HTML file in your entire SAP UI5, and you will not write any other HTML code. Index.html is the only HTML file in SAP UI5. It will not, you won't write any other HTML code. Then why people say SAP UI5 is based on HTML? Because whatever the code that you write in the view, that is XML, but XML also looks like HTML. That's the reason people say it's all about HTML, JavaScript. JavaScript, yes. HTML, no. You are not going to write HTML, you are writing XML. Okay. So the view code you will write in the XML and the controller code you write in JavaScript. But this JavaScript code is nowhere related to the open source JavaScript that normally people get trained outside. Okay. It is nowhere related. because SAP has rewritten all its API. Okay, so even though you know it, even though you don't know the JavaScript, doesn't make any difference. Okay, right. And in the real time, you don't touch this HTML file, you don't change this HTML file. So this will be as it is, right? So I'll just explain this HTML. As I told you, it's enough you understand this. You no need to go get into the syntax really, because so this anything related to the initial flow of execution. So it's a one-time job, and you won't do that, right? So this is a HTML code. These two meta tags basically setting the browser standard settings like UTF-8 Unicode transformation format 8. So it's a part of the web technology settings. And this is the title when you run the application. So this is called browser title. You can see it here. Oasis Badge 44 demo. So that's coming from here. It's a browser title. And this is SAP UI5 runtime libraries. So I told you. So it is loading SAP UI5 runtime libraries. So as a part of the runtime libraries, the UI core.js is the main runtime library. Okay, and sap.yum, this is a UI element library which contains all the UI elements. SAP_Belize, it's a theme actually. So because of this Belize theme, you can see this in sky blue color, a little gray color, little white color. Okay, so all these colors are coming from the default SAP_Belize theme. So previously we used to have SAP_Blue Crystal also. Okay, so which used to give some peacock blue color as a shell color and a few other colors here. Okay, so Blue Crystal is the old theme actually, but personally I like that theme compared to this Belize theme. Okay, so if you want to see that, you can just write SAP_Blue Crystal here. Okay, Blue Crystal. So this looks a little more good compared to the Belize theme, but somehow SAP has. Okay, so this is Blue Crystal. Just wait, it will load. Yeah, so this is a Blue Crystal, looks a little darker. So with the shell color is darker, and this is the header is white and this is sky blue. This is how it appears. So anyway, I'm going back to the latest theme, SAP_Belize. Okay, so all these things will get loaded as a part of the initialization itself, right? And then SAP data-SAP-UI-resource routes. So this is very important thing to understand. So what is this com.oasis.training.oasis batch 44 demo? So read this one, data-SAP-UI-resource routes. The meaning of resource routes means root folder for all the resources. Root folder for all the resources. So I told you in the last class, there is a folder which is a root folder for all the resources. Can anybody give me the answer? What is the root folder for all the resource files?
Web app.
Exactly, that's correct. Okay, so nice answer. Web app folder is the folder which is called as the root folder.